Thank you, guys. Thanks for inviting me to the podcast. My name is Amir Rangwala, and I actually came to USA in 2000, almost 25 years in this country. And by degree, I am a geologist. So, I got a job, and there was a small company in Louisiana, and they did my H1 visa. I came here. I worked with them for almost 4 years offshore, you know, literally working 5 weeks, 8 weeks, sometimes 10 weeks offshore, come home for few days and go back. So
Okay.
it was a very hard start, but I believe that hardship always pays off, right? And then what happened is that my wife, she used to work for Halliburton Energy Services. In 2007, with my schedule being traveling and we have two kids, and she used to work for Halliburton as a web developer, software kind of thing. She decided to quit the job and start the business from home. She was doing logo design, business card design, small things just to keep her busy with the kids. Because we want to make sure that our kids don't go to the daycare. One is expensive, and also, it's so many different challenges when kids go to the daycare, right? And slowly, slowly, she get more and more, and then we have a partner with whom we were working. And around 2015, 16, she see a little bit more growth, right? Get into the web development, building a little bit more web applications. Into around the same time, right? I would say 2010, 2014, I also see some decline and uncertainties in oil fields, right? Because oil field is always up and down, right? It's never been consistent. Sometimes you really see a really good, and sometimes you see it's going down, right? So in around that time, we just decided that we should focus more on the business if something happens. Although my job was very stable, I was kind of a very in good position financially, but still we plan, right? And we plan more and more, and we start saving something on the side to grow the business and have a financial capital with us. In 2019, right, we come to the point when my wife said, Amir, listen, I really cannot do a business without you. Either you close the business or you join the business. I know you have a corporate job. You literally do a business class, right? And you make a very handsome salary with all the benefits. Like my 401k was 6%, and we have one of the best insurances, bonuses, and almost 6 weeks off with working 980 because my experience was almost 20 plus years, so I have a lot of benefits, right? Working for an oil company. So we decided that now is really a time. If I do not take this right offer now, I'm never going to be able to take this step in my life because the more I become older, the less energy I will have. So I literally went to my boss and I told him, and he was surprised. He said, I may just take 1 year sabbatical, right? Don't leave the job because you are one of the best employee in the company. And also, who's going to pay you this much money, right? And the
That's right.
benefits. So I told him, listen, if I do not burn my ship, my mind will always going to be looking back to come to the job, right? When there is no way come back, then only I will fight to move forward. And I can tell you, right, I joined the business in 2019. It was a big courage, right? Because leaving a job with a corporate, having a big lifestyle, right? Big expense, three kids, I have three kids, right? It was not an easy decision because sustaining the lifestyle with that kind of a salary in the business is not easy. And our business was not at that point where even my salary was matching, right? The revenue of the business. But as I said, right, it's all about the courage. It was a really a different journey. I have a lot of experience working with my corporate companies, like because I worked for Schlumberger for 3 years, right?
Right.
And during that time, I was working with Exxon and Shell and BP as a consultant. So I learned a lot of skills how to sell. And even with my beginning, right, when I was 15 years old and I have financial issues, I was selling literally pine sol, right, and insecticides on a bicycle in my country. I'm actually from Pakistan.
Okay.
So that courage, right, of selling and do not have a fear of talking, of rejection, really helps me out, right? Because people sometimes get a fear that they will get rejected, right? I don't have that. If I go and talk with 10 people, even if 10 people say no, it's okay, right? You just need to move on.
Yeah, that's good. That as you were in that corporate job, you had to make a decision at the time. It's one of those things where your wife went ahead and started with the foundation, and then you said, "All right, let me go ahead and come in there," because I'm sure you were assisting her, in some form or fashion. And then you said, "All right, let's go ahead and take this step." Now, when she was doing the business originally, it was just, you said, small graphic things.
Graphic
Um,
thing, business card design, right? Slowly,
okay,
slowly,
okay.
she came to the website, right?
Mm-hmm.
Doing website, little bit, right? Small here and there.
Mm-hmm.
But in 2015, I believe, or 14, right?
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
used to work with Maersk Oil,
Okay.
right? They are from Denmark. And suddenly one morning, they shut the company down and we all get laid off. Okay.
Oh.
I was lucky. I get 5 offers within a week in my hand, right?
Okay.
Because my job was very different. What I used to do for oil companies is called petrophysics. You
Okay.
do not find the people from the colleges doing that thing, right? It comes with experience. So
Oh, okay.
literally, I came out from the door from Maersk Oil, and within a week, I have 5 offers from Halliburton. I have an offer from Scientific Drilling, from BHP. So, but one thing we realize, this can happen again,
Right.
right? So that's
Right.
where we say, okay, let's move a little bit more. So we got a small, office in 2016. She used to go there on weekends, and definitely I was helping her financially, but also, on the backside on many things, right? Because while I was working with Schlumberger for so many years, I get a lot of understanding of software development, business dynamics, right? Dealing with the
Mm-hmm.
clients, talking with the clients, right?
Right.
So that's all experience kind of. But again, at the end of the day, is a courage. If you do not have a
Yes.
courage, which
That's
I've
right.
seen in my colleagues still, right? They still have a handshake, right? That they feel that, man, we are stuck. If you leave the job, what happens tomorrow,
That is correct. That
right?
is correct. It is one of those uncertain things, but like you said, you set yourself up by saying, I'm going to go all in on it.
Right.
Because if you still had the possibility of going back to the corporate job, you wouldn't have put your all into it to get you to where you are now. And tell us a little bit about K Business Solutions, and what all are you guys offering now in 2024?
So during what happened is when I joined the business in 2019, we
Mm-hmm.
hit the COVID, right?
Okay.
And that was
Oh,
kind of
yes, yes.
and at that time we were more focused on the marketing for dentists. And
Mm-hmm.
that was one of the, again, the time where we little bit get into the hot waters because during the COVID, all the dental clinics were off.
Yes, because no
Who,
one wanted to
nobody
go
wants
out.
it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we charge a retainer fee from the dentist for the being marketing partners.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did at that time, I really invest heavily in the marketing for software development and custom app development. And
Okay.
I got a lot of work because people were at home. They want to invest something for the technology. And I got a lot of work from Thumbtack. And
Mm.
that's where I built the team and I
Mm-hmm.
get into a very different market of custom software development and app development. And that is actually going to be our future. We just have a new logo, which I actually put it on LinkedIn yesterday, that we are
Okay.
transforming more from marketing to AI, IoT, custom software development, app development, because this is what the future is, right?
Okay.
So during the 2019, when this happened, I took the another shot and I said, okay, let's go and explore more growth potential areas, right? So I don't have to just stick with the marketing. So this is where we are going. So in 2024, beyond 2025, we are now trying to get more work towards app development, AI development, and also we want to target the bigger companies like DSO. That are called the companies which have 10 dental clinics, 15 dental clinics, 30 dental clinics.
Mm-hmm.
So we make more revenue. At the same time, we also get bigger value for us from them. So that's where we are actually heading now.
Okay. Okay. So larger companies are, because what I want to do is create the framework of what that ideal client looks like for you.
Right.
Because as people are watching the show today, we want to be able to help you. So tell us a little bit more about that ideal client and what that client looks like for you.
So, one of the thing is we are not restricted by the industry, right? Because marketing, the funnel is same for everybody, right? The workflow is same for everybody. But in the marketing side, we are looking more for the dental clients, the medical clients, because we have more than 175 dentists that are our clients. So our expertise actually is very strong. So we help them with the marketing, right? Finding the patients from the Google, from the social media. On the other side, I'm looking for a companies over 5 to 10 million in revenue who wants to build automations in the business. Even if you go and find the best CRM in the market, let's say you say, okay, I'm going to buy Monday.com or I will go with Salesforce. Those are all commercial software. They're all cookie cutter softwares. They
Mm-hmm.
may or may not work with your business processes. So, what we do is we sit with you, we understand your challenges, we understand what you are looking for in terms of your business automation. And then, yeah, it is a tough journey. It is not easy to build a software, right? It's a lot of frustration and the cost. But then we build something that works with your business, not a commercial software, because that's really going to help you drive a better workflow and productivity in your company.
When you're setting the expectations of how long that process takes, what would you say that's your average from development to MVP status? How long is that generally for you guys?
See, when we start the project, sometimes we keep the timeline of 6 months, but I tell you, it may go up to 2 years. One, the
Nice.
clients, being a small business, they don't have a time. They're always busy. They don't have a dedicated resources for this, right? And once we start the project, so many things come in their mind down the road. Oh, I want this, I want that. So we just have a app which is going to go live November 15th. This guy actually failed twice in the last 10 years. And finally, we made the app. His app is ready. And once he come out from the surgery, right, it will go live November 11th. And the reason it was so successful, although it took us 3 years instead of 1 year, because he was dedicated, right? He was giving his time on testing and working with us back and forth. So, as you said, right, the expectations actually less, but it goes always a long way because people don't have time and the changes in mind too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I asked that just because as the entrepreneurs are watching the show today, there are those large CRMs that are out there. You have your Salesforce, and then you have the smaller ones like your Pipe Drives or something like
Right.
that. But all of those are uniform CRMs where what you're saying is you're going to provide something that works specific with that person. Now, that gives us a pretty good idea of what that ideal client looks like. Our business, what we do is credit card processing. So, good referral partners for us are CPAs, bookkeepers, business owners like yourself that are talking to the same decision maker. Who's a good referral partner for you? Because as we're out and about networking, maybe we can find that networking partner for you. Who does that look like for you?
Uh, I think there's a huge potential for us and a gap in the service industry, right? Let's say in the plumbing companies, we just made a software which is now going in a phase two for a plumbing company, right? Which because again is a service titan, which is available in the market, right? But is a commercial software. It's
Yes.
not specific to the businesses. So what we did for this plumbing company, we built a very robust online platform where people can buy the services, they can buy the equipment, they can buy the membership, and they get a discounted rate based on the service date. So if you say, okay, I will pay $200 to come today, if it's not urgent, I come tomorrow and you only pay $100. So I
Yes.
think this is one of the biggest things that we can do for a service industry. We are just actually start working for accounting company where we are going some build AI based automations. So this is again just like you guys, right? There's a lot of gap because there are specific software in the industry for accountant, and I think even for the dental industry, pharmaceutical. One thing that I feel that there is a huge potential for us is in the clinical trials because they're looking for patients, they're looking for automations. So that's another big industry for us. Where really, I'm looking forward to move into.
Mm-hmm.
We do work with DM Clinical for the last 5 years. DM Clinical is one of the top a clinical research company in USA. They did a lot of work for COVID-19 vaccine with Pfizer.
Mm-hmm.
So, we want to get into that space too.
Okay.
E-commerce is another big thing that we can help with the software development and also with your marketing side.
Okay.
But we are
Okay.
not restricted, right? I would say we are not restricted because we can work with any businesses that has a budget and ready to transform their business, right? With the mindset of transformation. Because that's the key thing, right? That you are ready. It's going to be a tough journey. Building
Yes.
a
Yes.
software is not easy,
No, that is good that you can work with any industry because you make it custom anyway.
right?
But you're correct. It is going to take willingness to understand the importance of change,
Correct.
and it's going to be some ups and downs. And if you're willing to go up and down those hills and valleys, then you understand you can get it done in the end. We definitely appreciate you sharing about your business, how you're helping other business owners out there. And throughout this journey, I am confident you have acquired some skills that you have acquired and nurtured over time. I know we talked about it briefly about the courage. Can you share with the audience today how the skill of having courage to step out there has helped you in the growth of your business?
So, if you look at the COVID-19, right? So many businesses literally shut down, right? People laid
Mm-hmm.
off. But we hired more people during the COVID, and that was a courage. If at that time I was thinking about saving the money instead of investing $50,000 on the marketing, right? I may be out of the business. But because I invest the money, I put it on the online marketing, I was able to scale the business. I was able to get the new business line, right? And even today, what happened is that you're not going to believe this. I have no credit line.
Okay.
I have no bank loans. I have no
Okay.
mortgage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
I believe that this is another part of my business success that I don't have to pay anybody anything extra. So sometime when the business goes down, even have a client cancellation, right? I can sustain because of the reason that I don't have to pay a bank or a mortgage company anything. And I think this is one of the success full factor to me in the business. And you don't have those kind of obligations on you.
Yes.
And for that, I worked my life, right? I saved everything to bring it to the business before I joined. So all my entrepreneurs, right? If you keep your finances tight, you will see the success. Because one of the things that I've seen that people do spend the money on the things that are not needed, right? I talk with so many customers, for example, and they have like 10 CRMs and they don't even know which one they are using and where they are spending the money, right?
Yes. Yes. I see
Yeah,
that all
even
the
as the
time.
CEO of the company and 175 active clients, as of today, I take care of my accounts myself,
Okay.
right? And
Okay.
because I try to kind of be more lean and more profitable.
Mm-hmm. Makes a lot of sense. Now, we definitely appreciate you sharing that skill. It's very important to have confidence in what it is that you're doing and to be strong and to blow through any obstacles that come your way. Because for yourself, I think you mentioned earlier how one of either your coworkers or one of your friends would say, "How are you going to replace that huge salary? Who's going to pay you that amount of money?" And now you say, "Myself." And along with being able to pay myself those funds, I get one of the most important things back, which is my time. So I
Yes.
definitely appreciate you sharing that. Um, now we know that you can help build custom softwares. You are on the cutting edge when it comes to AI and some of those new things, and you have all those business solutions. But let's just say that you had got all the dental companies in the U.S. and around the world, and you got them on your software platforms. What is it that Amir would do with his time? I see you're a Houston Astros fan. You go to all the baseball parks. So what is it that you would do?
So this is my son's, right? He is. I am not. I'm a cricket fan.
Okay, 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 okay,
Right? But
okay.
see, one thing I love to do is traveling. I travel across the world, right? A few months before, we were actually in Tunisia, and then we went to Spain. We are going to Miami next week. I was in Pakistan a few weeks back. Then we plan to go to India in October. So I travel a lot.
Okay.
So because what happened is when you come to the life balance thing, right? In a entrepreneurship, the reason one of the successful factor for our business is my commitment with my client. Because I work with dentists, right? And some of them are in California. They are very busy. So what they do is after they have the dinner, in California, right, they talk to me, which is like 10 or 11 o'clock in the night. My Sundays and Saturday are the most busiest days with the meeting because dentists are off during Sundays and Saturday. So I have a tough schedule, right? But I so what I do is to compensate my time with my family and make sure I don't burn out, I take a lot of vacations. Like 1 week vacation, 3 days vacation. That really helps. So if all this comes right, I'm gonna travel more and more.
Okay, okay, well, cool, well, cool. Well, that's good to see that you have a plan for your free time because it is important because you want your uh, business goals and your life goals to kind of
Right.
intertwine to be able to be in line and things like that. Now, how can the people get in contact with you if they have a question about the software development or just something about the skills that you spoke on today? How can they get in contact with you?
So if you just search on Google my name, I come up on the top, right? Because I have a very solid branding on LinkedIn. So if you just search Amir Rangwala, my LinkedIn profile will come up, right? You can connect with me over there. Or if once you put my name, it also give my phone number of the company, my company website, or you can just call it 832-533-2620, or connect with me on LinkedIn, right? Because I'm always on LinkedIn.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I use LinkedIn pretty heavy as well.
Yep.
Now, we appreciate you coming on, sharing about your business, talking about some of those skills that can help some of the entrepreneurs that are watching the show today. And we want to honor you by giving you the last word. So please look into the camera and tell us something good.
If you want, hello? Yep.
You're there.
This is my advice to all my entrepreneurs, right? Make sure that when you do the business, right, do not worry about spending the time for your business. Because some people also say, I'm not going to work on weekends or late night or late evenings, right? It's your business, it's your baby. It's just like your kids. The more time you give, the better your nature. Second thing is take your decision with the courage. Take the risk in the life. I follow this guy, Ambani, who is one of the billionaires in India, right? And he always talk about taking the risk. Because without you taking the risk, you never know if you are successful or not. And the third thing is highly recommend is making sure that you take care of your finances. Because the more debt you have, the more growth obstacle you have, right? The more financial freedom you have, and through that you need to make sure that your expenses are properly managed, and you do not spend more than what you earn. This is my personal recommendation to all my fellow entrepreneurs. I work with so many people. I know one of the reasons of their failure is because they are not able to sustain their expenses versus the income.
Those are some great tidbits, and everyone listening today, please take heed of that advice. Definitely appreciate you coming on today, Amir, with K Business Solutions Incorporated. Thank you so much. If we can help you with anything at any time, please let us know. And thanks for coming on today.
And it was very nice talking to you. Thanks for inviting me.